Hey, we welcome you to the Heartland Championship, the HCAC Girls Volleyball Championship here from Transylvania University in beautiful Lexington, Kentucky. Tony Donahue, Hannah Corey with you to bring you the live action here this afternoon on HCAC.TV between the Manchester Spartans and the home Pioneers of Transylvania University. Let's thank some of our sponsors before we get this one rolling. We want to thank Reynolds Farm Equipment. They're the leading equipment dealer since 1955. Passion to Care, delivering care with more than 24 years of experience. Boilermaker Local 374, they represent highly skilled, highly motivated workers in the fields of construction and metal fabrication throughout the state of Indiana. We also want to thank our friends at Wheeler Mission. They've been a pillar in the Indianapolis community for over 125 years. And Burtner Electric, your trusted electrician partner since 1986. Morales Group, we're in business to create a better future for you and your family. And the Drumstick Dash, move your feet so others can eat Thanksgiving Day. Check out Wheeler Mission's website for more information. And, of course, our friends at the IndianaSRN sports page, IndianaSRN.com, and click on our tab. Tony Donahue, Hannah Corey with you here. Two teams that played yesterday to advance to today. Let's start with Manchester. They were down 2-0 in yesterday's competition. Win 3 straight. What changed offensively for them?
Well, fortunately, we got to talk to their coach, and previously they had been running a 6-2 offense, meaning you have 6 hitters rotating through that front row as well as 2 setters. They switched that to a 5-1, which then gives you more consistency with that set. Your hitters can get used to the ball that's being set by one person, giving them a little bit more fluidity in their offense, which is why they were able to reverse sweep Mount St. Joseph to get to this point, which is very, very hard to do, by the way. They were down, like you said, 0-2, and I believe they won that 5th set 16-14. So a nail biter, and they fought their way to be here, and they're very, very deserving of it.
Yeah, their head coach talked about being down, and there was opportunities to just quit and give in and say, you know what, we're down. They didn't do that. They win that 3rd set to come back and win to advance today. But there are also some key players on this Spartan squad. 18-10 on the season, 6-3 in conference play, 4-5 on the road. But who are some players you're going to keep your eye on here for the Spartans of Manchester?
First and foremost, Avery Ball. She can do it all. Dig, hit, and she is a key piece for this Manchester offense. She will get the ball and find ways to score no matter what. She has taken 887 attempts this season, carrying a huge load for this team. So expect her to go off. She's got 336 kills on the season, hitting .204, which is very, very good for an outside hitter who gets as many reps as she does. Her counterpart in Joy Mays will also be getting lots and lots of touches. Between the two of them, I did the math. Don't take this as word, but about 56% of the time their setters are setting one of those 2 players. So definitely something that we'll see Transylvania most likely be scouting.
Yeah, Avery Ball yesterday with 20 kills. She had 10 kills against Manchester just 2 weeks ago when these two teams squared off on November the 2nd. Joy Mays, as you mentioned, had 13 kills yesterday as the Transylvania home Pioneers advance as the #1 seed in the conference tournament, today's HCAC championship game. And as we mentioned, these two teams squared off just a few weeks back on November the 2nd. Right here, Transylvania with a 3-0 win, 25-19, 25-21, and 25-19. This is the championship of the HCAC Girls College Tournament. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll look at the Transylvania Pioneers and Amy Barmore's squad. You're watching HCAC.TV.
At first, me and my mom were struggling. I was trying to pay the bills and trying to take care of my mom at the same time. When I first heard that I can get paid for taking care of my mom, I was kind of skeptical because I had been doing it for so many years without pay. That's when I reached out to Passion to Care. I read all the reviews and I saw that they were #1 in the field. Passion to Care has really, really changed my life. Right now, I take care of my mom 24/7 thanks to Passion to Care.
We are on the campus of Transylvania University in Lexington, Kentucky, as the #1 seeded Pioneers welcome in Manchester, the Spartans, the #4 seed, for tonight's championship match between the women of Manchester College and the Transylvania Pioneers. Tony Donahue, Hannah Corey with you. This Transylvania Pioneers team 21-7. They are 9-0 in HCAC play. They've won 12 in a row. They knocked off Earlham yesterday 3-1. What are some of the keys here for Amy Barmore's squad to win here on their home floor?
I think first and foremost, just doing what you've been doing all season. You've gotten to this point undefeated in the conference, which is very hard to do in any conference. I got to watch some of their match yesterday against Earlham, and the first thing I noticed was how disciplined they were in serve receive. They do a great job with that first contact, which is why you see their offense being so successful. In terms of players, Kate Sherper is their outside. She will score big in big moments. They go to her. She's got 814 attempts. Their absolute go-to. She's hitting 244 on this season as an outside hitter, which is also very, very impressive. However, I've got to commend Grace Ward, number 4. She's the HCAC Player of the Year, a setter, 5th year. So she has been in this situation. Also a 3-time Player of the Year, by the way. So just she doesn't have 1 but 3 under her belt. So if anybody else, look out for her to dish out some beautiful sets and get her players going very, very early. She is deceptive. She is offensive. Expect her to tip the ball. It'll be really, really fun to watch this Transylvania team use and do their defense as well as they have all season.
Yeah, you mentioned Grace Ward, the Conference Player of the Year with 36 assists. Last time these two teams faced off against Manchester, that was back on November 2nd, as mentioned. Addie Atcher, 12 kills yesterday. Isabella Myers had 11 kills as well. This team averages 13 kills per game. That's huge.
That is very, very huge. And kills are a hard thing to get at any level, and to be getting that many just speaks volumes to how well this team is coached.
Something we haven't talked about. Yes, you are on your home floor, but this is a conference championship game. You kind of throw the records out. It's the old adjective. It's win or go home. Manchester didn't get to sleep in their beds last night, obviously down here from about 4.5 hours away. But how important is it for Manchester to get off to a good start and win that first set to steal some of that home momentum that the Pioneers of Transylvania have?
So important, and being that you're a number 4 seed, and typically you don't see number 4 seeds in this situation. However, when we spoke to Coach, he was telling us, this team just doesn't quit, and they're so willing to just put in the work and not give up, and that is something that is so huge, and it is very, very difficult to coach. So that his team has that, do not even look at those 4-1 rankings, because again, if they come out to a hot start, I fully expect them to compete with Transylvania.
Yeah, this is the Manchester squad, as we mentioned yesterday, was down 2-0, had opportunities, and it's good to have a team that doesn't quit like that, because no matter what, and that starts with the coaching. I mean, their coach is very experienced, coaches around, played at IP Fort Wayne, now has a lot of experience, came up from Puerto Rico to play in Fort Wayne. It's good to have that coach to motivate you. On the other side for Transylvania, expected to probably be the favorites in this one. How do you control the tempo early if you're Transylvania?
Getting that first contact going like you have been all season is going to be key. First contact is one of the biggest parts of success to volleyball, so making sure you're continuing that repertoire of getting that first contact going. Along with they have a ton of leadership. A majority of their players are seniors or 5th years, so relying on that seniority to carry them throughout this match.
Perfect. When we come back, we'll get this one started for you. The HCAC Women's Volleyball Conference Championship from Transylvania University coming up right after this on HCAC.tv.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to follow.
We're back here from Transylvania University, the HCAC Women's Volleyball Conference Championship. Let's go to the PA for tonight's starting lineups. As the 2 coaches meet, the teams run out. The HCAC Championship on the line here from Transylvania University. Tony Donahue, Hannah Corey with you. Before we get this one started, another key, both liberos. We're going to be calling out number 2s all afternoon. That's Ava Belsos for Transylvania and Tiffany Watterson for Manchester. What do you expect to see out of those 2 ladies?
Tiffany Watterson, first and foremost. I got to cover a previous match with her, and one thing I noticed was she is so quiet. And what I mean by that is when she is playing defense, she's not super flashy. She is super calm when she's receiving and in defense, which allows her to then react to balls that are outside of her body, making her a very elite libero. Now, Transylvania's libero, I haven't gotten the opportunity to physically see her play, but based on her numbers, I'm expecting big things from her to fully take charge of that backcourt. Being that she's a 5th-year senior, she has been here before. She knows this environment. She knows what it takes to be a libero. She's been in that position before. Fully expect her to take full charge of that back row.
That's a great point. A lot of senior leadership on this Transylvania team that last year ended up 27-7 on the season, made it to the Sweet 16. Now for these seniors, probably their last home game on this court, but they don't want it to end the day. They want to up what they did last year and go into the Sweet 16. Absolutely.
When you have a little bit of a sour taste in your mouth, not wanting to end the season how you did, it creates such an intensity when you play like no other.
So here we go. We're getting ready. The HCAC Championship on the line women's volleyball here on HCAC TV. We thank you for being a part. Chuck and Eric doing a great job with our pictures. Hannah Corey alongside Tony Donahue. We're going to get this one started. And as you mentioned, momentum, right? Momentum is key here, especially for Manchester. They found themselves down 24 hours ago. They probably thought they were out of this tournament. They got things turned around right around this time yesterday. Rip off 3 in a row, but you don't want to get down 2-0 to a Transylvania team.
Absolutely not. Transylvania is a very, very good team, and they can exploit defenses very, very well. Manchester has got to stay clean if they want to compete in this match.
So Manchester, Morgan Howard to serve this to get it started. Good placement there. Manchester answers, but a bit too long. And Transylvania will take serve.
And I'm fully expecting to see quite a few missed errors and unforced errors early on. It's very, very high atmosphere. There's a lot at stake. There's going to be some early errors.
You mentioned that atmosphere. It is loud here. Great crowd from Transylvania. How important is communication as a key here for Manchester?
So important. You have got to stay dialed in and continue talking no matter what.
Good spike there, up in the air, batted in the air by Jessica Tarr. Falls back, and Manchester will take back over. Serve, not this one up, but one apiece.
And she's normally a right side, and that's a very good swing adjustment there. The ball is coming from a different angle. She adjusted very well to that set.
Aggressive early here for Manchester. Good serve here. Laid down. Batted 4. And a great recovery there by Transylvania to keep that ball in the air. And a mistake by Manchester, but a great job there. It looked like Transylvania was going to give it up, but on that last third effort over the top, they get the point.
And sometimes that's all you need. You just are touching the ball, hoping it's going to go over the net, and then it falls in your favor. Manchester there most likely did not expect that ball to come back, catching them off guard, forcing them to make that unforced error.
Emma Bolt keeping that thing alive to score the point. Key one here early for Transylvania. Nice block. That's going to go out, so back over to Transylvania.
Good swing there by Joy Mays. She identified that double block up in front of her, went off those high hands. Great identification there from her.
So Manchester gets the point there. Must have been close on our near side here, so Manchester will take back serve, even at 2 apiece. And that one just couldn't get it up over the net as Balt went for it, but a nice serve for Manchester. They'll take it back, give it to Phelan McPeak there.
Yeah, great serve. Creating a lot of chaos. You've got to do that early, especially with a team like Transylvania.
So McPeak, another nice spot. So early here, hitting the spots, and Transylvania having a hard time getting it up over the net.
And serving tough for Manchester is going to be key. They have got to get Transylvania out of system so they can expect where that ball is going to go.
Another good serve here, but Transylvania handles it. Ball in the air. A nice little pop-up there. Manchester handles it. Good hit there, but a great save. Manchester will control it. And a nice block up front there.
What a dig, though, by Ava Beltsos. She read that play so well. She came all the way out from her defensive position just to cover that sharp angle ball. That is great identification from her to move her body in that angle.
Yeah, she saved that point, and then Addie Atcher finished it off. And a nice spike right back in your face for Addie Atcher. So back-to-back points for number 13. And Transy scores 2 straight. We're all leaving at 4.
And Addie Atcher, also a great player for this team, only a sophomore, so a bit of an underclassman compared to the seniority that Transylvania normally has.
So Belso sends it, and on the return, Avery Ball can't get it over, and it's 3 straight here for Transy. They take an early 5-4 advantage.
And this is if you're Manchester, you've got to take a breath, really focus in on this pass because you cannot let Transylvania continue this run.
Good recovery here. Spiked, and there it is. Once again, it's Addie Atcher going up.
Wow, getting her going early is going to be huge for them. She is a great player, can do it all. You see her getting up, blocking, passing, hitting. She's doing really, really well so far.
Yeah, she's got 4 straight here on that block, so nicely done by Atcher. Manchester looking to get the serve back. Good block there. An opportunity to return it here for Manchester. They will. Setting up Atcher, great block. Transy has to backpedal. They recover. And a nice block up front.
Wow.
It's Isabella Myers.
Transylvania's block is so disciplined. Their middles are doing an exceptional job moving laterally to cover those hits.
So it is 5 straight points here for Transylvania, and it really has started up front with their blocking skills as well as being able to control the ball. What have you liked so far out of Transylvania in this 5-0 run?
They have done an exceptional job making sure they are getting over that net. What you see a lot of blockers do is go straight up on the net versus pushing over with their hands. Transylvania is doing a great job pushing over, creating that wall, and which is making Manchester's hitters obviously and putting them in a very difficult situation to score. Transylvania's block exceptionally disciplined. Their middles are doing an exceptional job moving laterally, as well as they're just a very well coached team that is, their chemistry is just very adamant, and you can see it from afar. And it's contributing to their success right now.
If you're Manchester, how do you adjust offensively to keep that ball away from Addie Atcher?
First pass is a huge thing. They're just running that typical outside set, back set. They've got to mix up those setting options once they get that good pass there so they can keep Transylvania's blockers guessing and not making it just an easy two-person block for them. So I'd love to see them mix up some sets here, try to maybe establish their middle if they can on a good pass.
So off to a good start here for Transylvania. 5 straight points forces the Manchester timeout. They maintain possession. Here's the serve. It's over cleanly. Nice block up front.
And they did just that. They went to their middle there on that really, really good pass. You could see number 6, Lily Lickenbarger, getting involved there. Love to see that early. They've got to keep doing that if they want to open up other options.
So Addie Atcher's a little bit too deep at the net there.
There it is again. You can see that good 31 set to her.
Here's a quick little floater. Dive on the ground for Beltsos. Keeps it alive. And once again, Beltsos sets her offense up there for the point.
And again, you want your libero to do it all. You want her to be everywhere. And so far, Ava Beltsos is doing just that.
So Beltsos, second time here early on in this one in the first set, saves it and keeps it rolling for the Pioneers of Transylvania. They take serve, leading 8-5. And they'll take another point there on the nice serve. Wasn't returned by Manchester.
Yeah, their serve receive is looking very iffy right now. They've got to take a breath, really communicate on who's going to get those balls in the seams.
So Transy looking for their 8th point of the last 9, and they will. So they've scored 8 of the last 9. It's 10-5. And it seems like we talked about that momentum, right? You wanted to take it early. Manchester got off to a good start, but it's been all Transylvania since.
And they're doing a good job now getting that first ball touch. Now they've just got to find a way to get their offense going.
So good control here by Manchester. Nice spike there, and it'll bounce into the 4th row. So Manchester will take back over 10-6. Key for them here to cut this lead at least in half. They haven't been able to score 2 in a row.
Correct. And I also got to wonder if part of that is due to that 5-1 offense they're now in. They've been running that 6-2 all season, so it's a whole different offensive scheme that they're getting used to. Gonna potentially take some time.
Atcher with the slam down, and she has been all over the court making plays early here for Transy. The hitting percentage early for Manchester, 154, while Transy is hitting 300.
Yeah, Addie Atcher right now hitting 400. That is an insane number. No errors.
11-6 Transylvania. And a big-time throwdown there for Manchester. That's Avery Ball we talked about at the outset. That's what she does.
She looked like she had some anger to release on that ball. She just went up and absolutely ripped apart the block. Great job there by her.
Both teams with 4 kills apiece, but Manchester with those 6 attacking errors to Transylvania's 0. And a nice spike there. It'll go off the ceiling. Manchester will control it. Nice little putback. A nice block there up front. Wow. Carly Camp got up, got the hand on it. Score the point to Manchester. Cut it to 11-8.
And this is exactly what you need with Manchester. Just getting those offense or defensive touches is going to carry all that momentum you need.
Transylvania will try to answer. Nice block there. Off the net and in So Transylvania will take back over. Manchester having a hard time scoring multiple points here in a row.
And I think part of that is because of Grace Ward. She is doing an amazing job for Transylvania. She's the setter, number 4, of mixing up her offense. 1 second she's going to the outside, the next second she's going to the right side, making it very difficult for Manchester's block to defend.
Caden Holcomb there with the serve. Finds a great location. Manchester can't handle it. Point to the Pioneers, and Holcomb will continue with the serve. Nice block there, keeps the ball alive. And a big throw down there by Kate Shepard, and that's what she does when she's at the net. As you mentioned, if you're Transylvania, you want to keep that ball around the net because you've got some killers that can go up and get it, and we saw it there.
They absolutely can. You can see this swing again by Kate Sherper. You can hear her teammate yelling out exactly where to go with that ball. That is great team chemistry they've got going early.
So Manchester looking for an answer here, trailing 14-8. They keep it alive. A nice block up front. Sometimes the ball lands where you can't get to it.
Absolutely, and you can kind of see that miscommunication there between the middle and the defensive player, both trying to go for that ball. Just got to communicate about who's going to get that one.
So both teams with 15 attacks so far, as it's 14-9. Manchester looking to get back some momentum. That's a good way to start.
And I want to say it was Morgan Howard for Manchester who went on that early run in the set to get some points for Manchester.
So Howard has it. She's cut it down to 4. And this serve's going to go wide left.
Not a bad miss, though.
That'll give it back to Transylvania. Yeah, how much are you looking at looks that Transylvania has given you that you might not be able to use now, but hey, this is the look we're going to give. And
yeah.
That consistency defensively helps out them offensively does for Manchester.
For sure.
Transylvania takes it back up 5. That one's going to go deep. Just sailed on her a little bit, so back and forth we go. Manchester down 4, but they haven't been able to put 2 points together since taking that 3-1 lead.
And it looks like Manchester now has settled a bit. Their nerves seem to kind of have gone away. Fully expect them to continue to clean it up.
And that one just sneaks in. So a great job there by Transylvania. That's Grace Ward we talked about right there in one play. Shows you why she's the conference player of the year.
Yeah, she is so deceptive with her sets. 1 second you think she may be going to the outside. The next second she dishes it back. You can see Manchester's middle getting caught in that where should I go motion with the block.
Yeah, it kind of came around the outside there. Transylvania will take back over. 5-point lead. Their biggest in this first set. Manchester looks for an answer.
Oh, and it looks like Transylvania was in the net.
Yeah, so Transylvania was in the net because that ball looked in. But they'll give the point over to Manchester, so down 4, and this is kind of where we've played in this 4 to 5 point ratio. But early in this contest, it was Fallon McPeak who is serving now that got the scoring started, but she goes long on that one and turn it right back over to Transylvania.
Jinxer.
The old announcer jinx. Knock on wood.
And one thing I want to note, too, is when Transylvania gives you an unforced error, you have to take advantage. They are a good team that doesn't make a lot. You've got to take full advantage when they do that.
So Manchester looking for an answer here. Trailing by 5. And that's a huge throwdown by Grace Ward, once again the player of the year in the conference. And you see it there. There's a lot of power behind that swing.
Yeah.
And Manchester will take a timeout. Trailing by 6. We'll take a timeout with them. You're watching the HCAC Women's Volleyball Championship on HCAC.tv.
You're good at keeping the car clean. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood. Are you an active athlete looking for enhanced performance, comfort, and recovery? Then Skins is the perfect choice for you. Our revolutionary sports compression product provides better oxygen flow in your muscles, helps reduce fatigue and pain from intense physical activity, allowing athletes to push their boundaries and perform better.
Skins helps keep everything, including you, on track.
So don't wait any longer. Get your Skins now and experience unbeatable performance.
Take your game to the next level with Skins.
Hannah Corey, Tony Donahue with you here from Transylvania University, the HCAC Women's Volleyball Championship. Transylvania with an 18-12 advantage and the serve. Manchester will look to fight back. 6 points is the largest lead here in this first set for Transylvania. Nice spike there, but controlled by Transylvania. Block back. And a nice little finesse shot. And it's a 7-point advantage, and you've been impressed so far by the blocking of the Pioneers of Transylvania.
Definitely, and right there you see Isabel Myers there on that shot. She has gone hard on a couple, and right there she just tips it right over the net. Great awareness to mix up her shots.
And on a great serve there by Beltsos, it kind of just hung in the air a little bit too long. Return ends up into the bleachers.
And those are the worst, when it looks like the ball is coming right at you and it just dies right in front of you. It's the worst feeling.
So Transylvania with their leader serving, but she misses the net. That'll give a point, and the serve back to Manchester, trailing 20-13. They led 5-2. It was 7 straight and 8 of 9 for Transylvania. We've gone back and forth since, 20-13 in favor of the home Pioneers. But Manchester with the serve, looking for points. Good block there, but it comes right back to your feet.
And want to note, Manchester, I believe, just switched to that 6-2 offense. I see Emma Tone in there, one of the other setters for Manchester. So look for them. I believe they did that to get more of a block up for Transylvania, being that they are such an offensive team.
Yeah, we see why Grace Ward here early in this contest is the Conference Player of the Year. Nice serve here from Transylvania. Manchester handles it back over to the Spartans. They'll look for their 14th point, but a big spike and lay down by Caden Holcomb.
Wow, and Grace Ward just bumps at her middle there. That is, wow, she did so well just putting the ball up, letting her middle go after it. Watch her here. She just dishes it up perfectly for her setter to just go up, or her hitter to go up and kill the ball.
Yeah, a lot of power behind that. And it's 22-13. Transylvania in full control of this first set. This one almost clears the net. Nice job there by Ward to control it. She sets it up here. And a nice spike inside. That's Addie Atcher. She's got 6 points here in this first set. And it's 23-13.
And she has no errors right now, hitting .429. That is insane. And for those of you who don't know what that means, 1,000 means you are hitting every ball as a kill. So she is at .429. That is exceptional.
So nice block back here, but it'll go back over to Manchester. But a great job there serving it up was Megan Sweeney. And Transylvania 2 points away from taking this first set. They lead 23-14.
And at this point, Manchester has just got to gain some momentum. It's going to be very difficult to come back and take this set, but to get some momentum going into that second set, it's going to help carry you.
And this is a team that doesn't quit, as we know. They were down 2-0 yesterday. They come all the way back to win it 3 in a row. So they're never out of it. They know that. That's what Coach spoke to us earlier about. And now trailing 24-14 with the set point coming up.
And Grace Ward, again, just does it all. Her sets are not only beautiful, but her IQ is insane. Right here, you see her establish herself as an offensive threat going over on 2, creating even more of a problem for Manchester's defense.
Maggie Harrison checks in. She controls the serve. And this one's not going to get over the net for Tiffany Watterson, and that's how the first set will end. All Transylvania in the HCAC Women's Volleyball Championship match. First one, 25-14 to Transylvania. You're watching HCAC.tv.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Are you an active athlete looking for enhanced performance, comfort, and recovery? Then Skins is the perfect choice for you. Our revolutionary sports compression product provides better oxygen flow in your muscles, helps reduce fatigue and pain from intense physical activity, allowing athletes to push their boundaries and perform better.
Skins helps keep everything, including you, on track.
So don't wait any longer. Get your Skins now and experience unbeatable performance.
Take your game to the next level with Skins.
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you could be even better.
It's being present, but respectful of history.
You sure you want to make that move?
It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself and something bigger.
It's coming from different families, but treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
Welcome back to the HCAC Volleyball Championship, the 2024 edition from Lexington, Kentucky. Transylvania with a 25-14 win in the first set. They lead it 1-0. Tony Donahue, Hannah Corey with you, but the big number that's sticking out statistical-wise here, Hannah, is the hitting percentage, 43% for Transylvania, under 1% for Manchester.
Yeah, that's a huge number and a huge, huge difference. And when you aren't getting any offense, it's going to be extremely, if not impossible, to win a set. Manchester has got to find a way to keep themselves composed in those long rallies, in those junky plays. Transylvania is a scrappy team that will get balls up that you don't expect it. You have got to stay disciplined until that whistle blows, knowing that you're going to give it your all between each whistle.
Yeah, when these two teams faced off a few weeks back, it was Transylvania with a 3-0 win, 25-19, 25-21, and 25-19. Again, 25-14 in that first set. It was 7 straight for Transylvania. The difference, 8 out of 9 points in a row, and you make a great point. Manchester's going to have to stop those long rallies.
Absolutely, and Transylvania is a very, very good team. Manchester knows that. However, Manchester also is a good team. They wouldn't be here if they weren't. So I would love to see Manchester just settle in and really focus on being disciplined in every aspect of the game, making sure you're mixing up your setting options to give a different look for Transylvania, because when you are out of system so much, your whole offense becomes extremely one-dimensional, meaning that Transylvania then is able to read the hitters and put up a great block and get stuffs.
Transylvania in that first set with 11 assists. Manchester had 8 aces, 4 for the Pioneers and 3 for the Spartans. And Transylvania will start this one with the serve, and it's Ava Belsos, and we saw why she's their libero. She was very good all over the floor in that first set.
She is, and that's exactly what you want from your libero, to be everywhere all the time. She is in control of that back row, and she does a great job owning it.
So she'll get it underway here to start set number 2. Good movement here from Manchester, and the throwdown, big time, checking into the game. That's Cecilia Roberts, and she lays it down for the first point. Give it to Transylvania on the spike.
Great swing there by her. She can just get up. Traditional one set there, executed beautifully.
And you see why they're number 1 in the conference. Just the power behind some of these hits and these spikes is very impressive. A great block back there. You kind of know where it is. Getting up in the air, getting a hand up was Carly Camp. Goes out of bounds. So Belsos will continue up 2-0.
Yeah, Kate Shepard there did a great job going off of those hands, just using her power to get that ball.
Belsos looking for it 3 in a row. Manchester looking for the stop. Great block up front. Little floater in the air will set up Transylvania here. Kind of playing some finesse ball here. Great defense by Transylvania. Manchester will try again, and great placement. And Manchester's on the board. Nice job there by Morgan Howard, finding some empty space and gets the point.
Yeah, that was a great swing there. I believe that was Jessica Tarr for Manchester who had that deep shot to the corner.
Yeah, so Tarr setting it up there.
Here it is again, just little roll shot. Was off balance. Great identification that she wasn't where she needed to be and placed it.
So McPeak with the serve. She scored 3 in that first set with serve. The block here is going to ricochet right back off the ceiling. And a great job by Manchester keeping their composure. They keep it going. That one's going to get over. And it's going to go to Transylvania, it looks like. So that one was close.
And that's a tough play there. Manchester doesn't have their libero on the court, which is tough when your setter takes the first ball like you saw there. There was a miscommunication there because normally that libero will take in and take that second ball when the setter takes first.
And this one's going to go just long as well.
In Transylvania, I'm very impressed with their ability to know where they are at on the court. Their court awareness is very elite, making them able to know when balls are out and when to play one, making it very difficult for Manchester to score.
So 15 kills to 9 in favor of Transylvania. And the player of the year, Grace Ward, will take over the serve. She clears it, takes it right back up. Here's the setup. And keeps it alive with the foot, but a little bit too much. And Transylvania scored the point, so they are on a quick 5-1 run to start set number 2.
And one thing I also want to say is Manchester, there's a saying that I love, and Manchester right now seems to be playing to not lose versus playing to win. Transylvania UC is playing to win this match versus Manchester's we're playing to not lose to Transylvania. I would love to see them flip that script.
So battle of the net here. The ball was kind of poked up into the air, and Manchester lays it down. Lickenbarger.
Yeah, she does a great job, and she is second in the HCAC conference in blocks per set, and you see why right there. She just goes up with one hand and fights the ball over on the opponent's side.
So give it back to Manchester. This one to the net, and Ward can't get to it. So back-to-back points here for Manchester. Cuts the lead in half early in set number 2. 5-3 in favor of Transylvania. And Kennedy Beatty will continue with the serve. Oh, wrong team there. So it will be Emma Tone. Emma Tone with it.
And again, Manchester has flipped to that 6-2 offense, giving them more of a defensive block in the front row.
Crowd comes alive here for Transylvania. You can hear them. This one's going to go off the net. And sometimes it just doesn't fall your way. So 3 straight for the Spartans.
And again, this is exactly what you need from Manchester. They have got to create chaos on their serves.
So Emma Tone, who's played in state championship games at the IHSAA high school level in Indiana for Bishop Dwenger, says no problem, I'll get our team back into it. But a big-time spike here. Gives the ball and the serve right back to Transylvania. They lead 6-4, but a nice rally there by Manchester. We talked about stopping those long rallies of Transylvania. Nice answer there by the Spartans.
Agree. And one thing that Transylvania does so well is every single hitter can put a ball down. There isn't one standout, making it very difficult for Manchester's block.
Nice defense there. Sets them up, and great placement. And that's going to fall to the floor. Transylvania will maintain.
Credit Grace Ward, though, going up with one hand, keeping that block, waiting just a second, creating that one-on-one opportunity for her hitter.
Mason Morrow, second straight serve here. Up for it, she'll handle it, and it's going to barely get over. Want to get it over on this one, they do. Manchester looking for the answer, looking to get it back, popped up in the air off the ceiling. Great job here by both teams with responses. That one barely over the net, put back, and they just couldn't quite get it with 2 players on the ground, and Ward went for it.
I love Morgan Howard establishing herself, the setter for Manchester. Doing that gives such a dynamic ability to your offense. What it does is it holds that middle blocker, knowing that that setter could potentially dump for a split second, which then gives hitters seams to hit through. Love that she just did that.
So Manchester takes it over, and a nice block there up front. And Lichenbarger puts it down.
And she has the ability to block a ball. She wouldn't be second in the HCAC conference if she didn't. If she gets going, it's going to be trouble for for Transylvania.
So Manchester fighting back within one after it was a 4-1 early lead. And a great spike there by Isabella Myers will give it right back to Transylvania. But unlike we saw in that first set, Manchester has had an answer here for Transylvania in set 2.
They have, and I fully expected it. They're a team that adapts very well. Their coach isn't afraid to make an in-game decision that maybe they're even unfamiliar with.
Yeah, that one just a little bit too short to be able to handle there. So Manchester with 46 total attacks, Transylvania now with 39. That hitting percentage for Transylvania down a little bit to 41%. 17 assists for Transylvania. They've done a nice job of playing team ball here. And that one falls. Nice placement, nice spot there for the Spartans. So they will check in Phelan McPeak.
I love Morgan Howard. Again, establishing herself. It's worked. Continue to do it. And what that does, again, it holds blockers. You can see there, nobody home, not expecting her to do that. I love it.
So Carly Camp will check in for Manchester. And great defense there, up top by Avery Ball, one of the best in the conference. We see it right there. She had an impressive 20 kills yesterday. She had 10 when these two teams faced off on November 2nd. So once again, another answer here from Manchester. We're playing at the net back and forth here. And that's going to go off. Looks like it was net. So Manchester finding some momentum, a little bit of a spark here. They've tied it up at 9 apiece in set number 2.
Credit Aliana Nadaf back there, number 17, just hanging in there. She had a huge dig in that first set, and she comes up again this set with a big dig to keep her team in the rally.
Yeah, Avery Ball in on that as well. And we're going to have a little bit of a, I think we may have some blood on the wrist here.
Maybe.
Morgan Howard. She getting retaped real quick.
Sometimes you get a skin burn and you just got to tape it back up.
Tape it back up, get back out there. We're all squared at 9. What have you liked about this turnaround in set 2 for Manchester?
Manchester seems a lot more calm, and they flipped that script to, hey, we want to compete now. And versus that, oh, we're just playing Transylvania's ball, they're now playing Manchester ball.
So Manchester with serve. Just wide as they look for their first lead here in set number 2.
And it looked like Avery Ball there just hit that ball, hit it a little bit, trying to go for those high hands. Would love to see her just use that power she has to rip through the block.
That was 8 of the last 13 points scored by Manchester to get them right back into this one. Transylvania takes serve. 1 point advantage. Good communication here off of the ceiling. Sends it back over. Transylvania handles it, blocked right back. And a great job of getting it back over, but up in the air goes Avery Ball.
And that is a great play. A lot of players you'll see go up and try to attack that ball. Avery Ball stays calm and just makes a very smart play and taps it right back down.
Defensively here, Manchester has had an answer for everything Transylvania's thrown their way. And a nice little graceful, if I may, put over the net there by Grace Ward, the top player in the conference, and gets it right back for Transylvania. So Manchester hasn't been able to take the lead. However, they've tied it here twice now, and we've played pretty even here in this set number 2.
Agree.
That one's going to go wide and out deep over the back.
And Manchester seems to be timid right now with their swings. Transylvania's done a great job establishing that block, which is why you see Manchester swinging high versus through those seams of the block.
So Maggie Harrison continues looking for her 3rd straight point. Great defense here by Transylvania. Manchester handles it, sends it right back over. Great placement there, and that was really set up by Belso's communication to let her know where she needs to put that one down. And going up for it up top with Shepard, and she continues this rally here for Transylvania. That's 3 straight points after Manchester tied it at 10.
Yeah, she's got an arm to her.
Good serve here, handled by Manchester. And another throwdown setup. Ward sets it up to Holcomb. She finishes off. That's 4 in a row, and I think it's a great timeout here by Manchester to stop a little bit of momentum that Transylvania is on. That's 4 in a row, and it's 14-10 in favor of the home Pioneers, up 1-0.
Here's that screen again. Wow.
The communication here, we've seen it between Belsos as well as Grace Ward setting themselves up there. Manchester has been able to answer. This is the biggest rally so far by Transylvania, 4 in a row here with the serve, up 1-0.
Yes, Manchester has done a great job responding. I love that coach called a timeout right after that huge kill, trying to stop that momentum. Very, very smart play by him. However, Manchester has done a nice job of playing better this set. That first set, they seemed very, very timid and almost nervous to play. This set, you kind of see them gaining some more confidence in themselves and in their abilities to dig a ball and hit a ball. Would love to see that confidence continue to grow a little bit more. However, I got to credit Transylvania. They're a very, very disciplined team, and they know exactly where to set the ball and when to set it.
Shepard has 4 kills for Transylvania. Myers has 5, and Atcher has 4. Atcher's all came in that first set. She had 3 in a row at 1 point for the Transylvania Pioneers, who lead 1-0, lead here in set 2, 14-10, 4 straight for Transylvania. Let's see if Manchester, who has had a good response throughout this second set, can respond here after 4 in a row so far by Transylvania. Good setup up front. Nice throw down there. And that's exactly what you needed, and you went to old reliable there, Avery Ball, to get the serve back.
She's done a very nice job, and Transylvania is picking on her in serve receive, and she has done a great job handling that load as well as still finding ways to score. Transylvania knows that is their go-to, and she's still finding ways to score. 5
kills for Ball in this one so far. About a set and a half gone by. Manchester continues to handle it. Transylvania looks for serve back, and a nice placement there by Shepard. She gives them right back with the kill. And Transylvania back up 4, 15-11 with serve.
And you can see Manchester's middle blocker getting caught up in that area of I'm not sure where the ball is going to go, which is why you see Transylvania's hitters able to terminate the ball like they did.
And a great job to keep this one alive. That was Grace Ward. That one looked like it was done for. Ward saves it, sets it up here. Nice little finesse put back. The Spartans of Manchester handle it. They're going to go finesse for finesse here. Have to get it over on this one. They will. Back and forth we go. And that's going to go wide. A nice back and forth there. Manchester multiple times on their heels. They keep it alive, gain the point, cut it to 3, 15-12.
Carly Camp did a nice job there. That play ago, she got burned in that middle blocker position, getting late to close. Here you see her get all the way out there, which is why you saw that hitter make that unforced error, because she identified 2 blockers in front of her.
So Manchester trailing by 3, down a set. And a nice put back and over by Transylvania to get it right back. So what Manchester was doing well in the first part of the set was answering and controlling serve. Here it's been all Transylvania. They have scored 6 out of the last 8 points.
And credit their setter. Again, Grace Ward has done a phenomenal job keeping her offense extremely dimensional.
So here's Ward with the serve. Manchester returns it. We'll look for the setup here. Nice defense in the back there by Ball. Ward will set it up, and Ball once again keeps it alive, brings it back, and she's going to be over the net there and out. So a great job there by Ball. She just couldn't quite keep it in the field of play, so to speak. Point back over to Transylvania. They're up 5, 17-12. 5 is the biggest lead so far in the set. Ward will set it up. Ball handles it. A nice little finesse poke over by Manchester. Back over. And spiked right back into your grill is Shepherd, so the point goes over to Manchester, 17-13.
Jessica Cartar, they're identifying that was going to be an overpass kill. Great job getting her hands up and getting that ball back over to Transylvania's side.
17-13. Manchester trying to stay alive here in set number 2. That one is going to be perfectly placed, a perfectly hit ball by Kate Shepard, and back over to Transylvania. You got to like what you've seen so far out of Kate Shepard. She's been getting up, and she's really placed those volleyballs where she's wanted them.
She has, and she can do it both on the right side and the outside. She's a very dynamic hitter, being able to score from all areas of the court. Credit her arm swing, and again, her setter getting her in those positions to score.
So 18-13. And a nice place ball there on the back-end swat by Morgan Howard.
Morgan Howard there, a setter. Love her getting involved and getting up and swinging on that ball. Normally you'll see a setter kind of swat the ball back down with 2 hands. Love her getting up and being offensive.
So 18-14, back over to Manchester it goes. We've gone back and forth here in set number 2 on HCAC TV. And a setup there nicely, and Isabella Myers finishes it off.
She has an arm to her. She puts her entire body into her swing. You can see her get up here. Again, Grace Ward just tossing it back to her hitters, trusting that they'll be there, and Isabel Myers finishing it off beautifully.
Roberts with her second serve, and Ward could not get it up and over. Avery Bell couldn't get up and over. And that's 3 straight for Transylvania. This is about that time in the last set that they really took over, smelt blood, and went for it.
Yeah, that red zone, 20 points on is crucial, and Transylvania does a great job in that red zone.
Ball stays alive, just couldn't quite get it there. And a 3rd straight Roberts point on a great serve there. And we have a timeout, Manchester, 21-14. We'll take it with you, the HCAC.TV. Back here from Lexington, Kentucky on HCAC.TV. Set number 2. The home number 1 seeded Transylvania Pioneers with a 21-14 advantage over Manchester. They lead 1-0. Tony Donahue, Hannah Corey with you. It's been back and forth here in set 2, but Transylvania now in that red zone looking to put this one away.
Absolutely, yes, and Transylvania does a great job in those moments where they need to score points of scoring those points and continuing to go on those long runs.
So Roberts has scored 3 in a row. Look to continue the momentum here for Transylvania on their home floor. Seniors playing possibly their last time here. And a 5th straight point. And in this red zone, it's been all Transylvania. They have scored 5 straight. And they lead it by 8, 22-14. Roberts once again. She's been the catalyst to this run. 5 in a row, looking for more. She'll handle the return. Nice setup by Ward. Manchester handles it. Bell sends it over. Ward sets it up again. And once again, as you mentioned, trusting her teammate to be there. This time it's Isabella Myers. And that is 6 straight points, make it 23-14 in favor of Transylvania.
And I love this play right here. They bring their right side around on that 2 ball that you saw Isabel Myers hit in their middle hitter on that slide attack, opening up that offense and creating a very difficult opportunity for blockers to get up.
Some substitution here for Manchester as they look to get something going here, trailing 23-14. So it's close throughout, but it's been 7 straight for Roberts with the serve. She serves it up nicely. They'll set themselves up here, does Transylvania. Manchester with a good handle, battle at the net, bounce back and forth. Ward, Myers, great job there getting on the floor for Watterson. Manchester continuing to respond here. There's a setup long, and a great job there by Manchester. And I thought that did go long.
It did.
And it did. So nice job there to get it back for Manchester. But their defense there, they handled everything well and did a great job with the digs and the blocks.
Agree. And Manchester seems to be very much reacting to what Transylvania is doing. Would love to see them kind of lean more towards that anticipation side of it.
So Ward tries to keep it alive. She does twice. Gives it back over to Manchester. They're going to try to keep it alive. Got to get it over here. They will. Ward with the setup. Myers a throwdown. And a great recovery there by by Watterson. But a nice respawn there by Transylvania, and they're 1 point away from going up 2-0.
And Transylvania, just all around, is just a solid team. Their ability to trust each other is insane. You see Isabel Myers go up there and absolutely rip a ball, and then you see number 13 there, Addie Hatcher, finish it.
Just a miscommunication there. They thought it was going to go out, and that's how set number 2 will end. It's been all Transylvania. This one goes 25-15. They won 25-14 in the first. 2 sets into the HCAC Volleyball Championship. It's been all Transylvania. They lead 2-0 with the chance to take it. Coming up after this on HCAC.tv.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
.30 kills for Transylvania. Manchester with 15. That's led to a 2-0 set advantage in the HCAC Women's Volleyball Championship here from Lexington, Kentucky. Transylvania University, HCAC.tv. Tony Donahue, Hannah Corey with you, and we see here early in this contest why Grace Ward, number 4 for Transylvania, was the Conference Player of the Year.
She is insane. Not only does she do it offensively, but also defensively, making those really scrappy plays go over the net, not just getting a touch on them, but forcing her team and getting her team the ability to reset. She has done a phenomenal job. You get a great look at her right there. Not only, and her offensive ability is insane. She gives setters not only a great set, but she gets them in great opportunities. That's what makes a good setter from a great setter, is not only dishing out a great ball, but also getting that hitter an opportunity to score.
Yeah, and giving that hitter an opportunity to score shows it right here in the scorebook with Transylvania 27 assists to Manchester's 13. Manchester was here about 24 hours ago. They were down 2-0. What do they have to do in a crucial set number 3?
Coming in, I would love to see them with a, hey, we got nothing to lose at this point mentality. They are a team that won't give up, like their coach has told us, and then in their play. Would love to see them come together and play as a team a little bit more and really just establish themselves and prove that they are willing to be here and can compete.
Yeah, great crowd on hand here for Transylvania. as they are one set away from hoisting that conference championship trophy. We'll have it for you here on HCAC.tv. Following the conclusion of this one, we'll have a conversation with the winning coach as well as one of the key players for the winning squad right now, Transylvania, up 2-0 set-wise, but a great start here by Manchester. They are on the board first for the third straight set. They lead at 1-0.
And they've got to continue that mentality of let's first to 5, first to 10, first to 15, and make it small games rather than this big one to 25.
So Transylvania will look for an answer, and they will. They give it to Shepard. She does the rest. We've seen a lot out of her this afternoon.
She's got an arm to her. Her ability to get up and rip a ball not only well but placed well is very impressive. You can see her there go thumb down to that shot right in between the outside defender and the libero.
Yeah, Shepard's done a great job this afternoon so far, but a nice response here. Put it in the hands of Avery Ball, and she'll make it happen. She does. Right back over to Manchester, 2-1.
Great swing there. Also, great dish out there.
Transylvania, nice little floater there, keeps it going back and forth at the net. It stays alive by Carly Camp. They return it, and a great straight up block there by Martinez to give it back to the Spartans.
And that will electrify a team right there. You can see Martinez get up one-on-one, stuffs the outside hitter. That is so hard to do, and she comes out and celebrates as she should.
Martinez just checking in. We haven't seen much of her this afternoon, but so far making her impact known. She'll slam one deep there, and it goes for another point for Manchester. So a little bit of a spark here by the Spartans to start. They're up 4-1.
And I love that the coach is willing to do this. You'll sometimes get coaches that don't want to change things up and keep their main players in. However, you see the coach for Manchester not afraid to do so.
So they lead 4-1, but a nice putback by the player of the year, Grace Ward. That'll give it back over to Transylvania.
And she does a great job, again, getting her hitters and opportunities to score. That's the main reason why I believe she is the player of the year, because she can dish out a ball but also get her hitters on such good hitting opportunities.
Yeah, and we talked to Coach Matos earlier in this before this game started, and we talked about his Manchester Spartan squad being down 2-0 yesterday and being able to be resilient, to respond. They're down 2-0 here. He's made some adjustments like he did yesterday, and so far so good here in set number 3. They lead at 5-2, so hats off to Coach Matos there.
Yeah.
Getting off to a good start here and getting a few different players in there, maybe some looks that Transylvania hasn't seen. They lead 5-2 with serve. Morgan Howard puts it up. Ward sends it back. And a nice assist there by Ward, and up in the air for it is Isabel Myers.
And she has really gone off these last few sets. Manchester has got to identify who that hot hitter is for Transylvania so they can shut it down.
And she has 9.5 points here in this one, does Isabella Myers. Nice spike here, just goes a little bit deep, and Transylvania scores 2 in a row after finding themselves down 4-1. 5-4 here early in set number 3. The home Pioneers with the 2-0 set advantage. Belsos here, the libero, will send it. Ward sets it up, thrown down, but saved. And going over.
And that's a tough break there for Manchester.
Yeah,
trying to chase the ball. I think coach down there is trying to figure out where that line ends.
Yeah, Avery Ball went for it. Thought she might have had an opportunity to save it. Nonetheless, Transylvania ties it up with Ava Belsos in control with the serve. 2 in a row so far. She'll look to add to it. And a greatly placed ball there by Carly Camp to give it right back over to Manchester. So a great response there by the Spartans.
She's got a great little throwdown shot there. A lot of times you'll see middles hold the ball a little bit too long, but right here you can see her just release it really quickly, avoiding that hold call. Great job by Carly Camp.
And a great placement there by Camp. Ball has the serve, sends it over. Ward sets it up, blocked away, but it'll go back over to Transylvania.
However, that is the first part of shutting that offense down there. That Free ball play. They run that right side around on that 2-ball. Carly Camp identified that. Just was a little bit late with her press, but that first step is getting hands on it.
Sweeney with the serve. Great placement, but it is returned by the Spartans. Ward sets it up. Throw down for Holcomb. And the response ends up in the seats. And one of their best servers, that's number 15, Megan Sweeney.
And that slide attack that Transylvania runs is just deadly.
Sweeney, another good place ball here on the serve. Manchester controls it. Ward sets up Addie Atcher, set right back her direction. Ward once again, and a great play up front there at the net. It's Carly Camp once again, and we're tied at 7.
And she's done a really nice job making those adjustments. We've seen a couple times of her getting caught in the middle, not knowing exactly where to go, but here she's done a great job adjusting to those sets and knowing where that ball is going to go.
Carly Camp twice there with the reaction. She'll take a quick breather, and the serve goes to the back line and over for McPeak, and it's 8-7 Transylvania. They'll get some subs. Shepard will check back in. Out there with Beltsos. We mentioned Megan Sweeney. Here's the serve. Blocked. Great effort. And Transylvania keeps it going. And a nice little float here. Once again, Ward handles it, sends it. Ball says no problem. Great job there by Beltsos, keeping it rolling. Have to get it over here. They do. Addie Atcher with that one. And a nice throw down there on a back and forth rally. That's Joy Mays. But a great job there defensively by Transylvania. And Manchester finally gets the point to knot it at 8.
Manchester doing a really nice job there staying in that rally. Like I said, Transylvania can get those scrappy plays up. They did a really nice job staying composed and finishing off the point.
36 kills for Transylvania, 19 to make it 20 for Manchester. This will go right back to Transylvania. At 9-8. 33 assists for Transylvania. Manchester with 18. About even on the attack errors at 11-10.
Again, doing a really nice job on that slide attack for Transylvania.
Holcomb sends it. Handled by the Spartans. Nice return there. Popped up in the air. Shepard sends it back. Good placement. Transylvania handles it. Shepard gets it going. And a punch back over for Manchester to keep the rally going. And that was just barely in on the long side of your screen here, the far side of your screen.
What a play for Grace Ward. Oh my gosh, just going up, knowing exactly what to do with this ball. Nobody from Manchester expected her to do that. Again, perfect timing.
That was close. That one, if you had a challenge, you might have taken it there. Nonetheless, 2 straight for Transylvania. Manchester fighting to stay in this one, down 2-0. They'll return it. I think
Manchester making some errors here. They've got to settle down.
Yeah, I think it was right there. So great pictures by our guy Eric there. It was close. And Manchester 3 in a row. 14 points away from the conference championship. Nice dive there by Sweeney to keep it alive. And that one's going to go deep and over the line. We talk about rallies, and Manchester has had a few, and a great timeout here, I think, by Coach Matos. We will take it. We'll keep it right here. Transylvania 12-8. They've gone back and forth. Manchester got off to a good start here in set number 3. But for Transylvania, good job of just keeping the ball in play.
They are exceptional at that. No doubt practice those crazy, junky plays in practice a lot because they are really good at getting that third contact over no matter what and making an effort for it. They're a team that will not quit on a ball no matter where it's going, which is a very hard thing to coach. So credit coach for Transylvania on that. On Manchester's side, they've got to just find a way to make sure they're staying disciplined. A lot of times when you're playing volleyball, you anticipate a ball to go somewhere. But because Grace Ward is so good at making sure she's getting everybody involved in her offense, you have to make sure that you're staying disciplined on the block, on your defense, in every aspect of the game. Because what that does then is you're in the right spots rather than cheating one way or the other, expecting the ball to go somewhere, and Grace Ward doing what she does best and being deceptive.
Chuck, I want to hear this song on the way home, by the way. Here's your reminder. Start of the game, we talked about how key Kate Shepard would be. So far, you've got to be impressed with what you've seen, and we see why her and Ward go back and forth.
Yeah, and they have a great connection, have been together for, I believe, 4 or 5 years now, and they have an insane connection that's very easily shown here.
A senior-laden team for Transylvania, fresh off the 2023 Sweet 16, and Shepard right on cue, powers one down.
Yeah,
and that's 5 straight for Transylvania.
Ward and Shepard it's like a give and a go. They know exactly where the other's at on the court, and it's a very hard thing to do and execute well so consistently.
And it's important to have chemistry, and obviously when you have a senior-laden team like you do that went deep in the tournament last year and has been here before in these situations, that one goes a little bit long to give it right back to Manchester. But you see how much growth and how much communication and trust in your teammate Transylvania has.
They know exactly where their teammate's at, and that's something that's very hard to coach. Being able to know, hey, my teammate has this ball, and I fully trust them no matter what to get the ball.
Alina Native will send it over. Nice block up front, but not quite enough. This one bounces over to the right and give it right back to Transylvania with a 14-9 advantage. 39 kills for Transylvania in this one so far. Manchester with 20. Service aces so far. Transylvania with 7 aces. Manchester with 5. Back and forth we go. Set number 3. And that one just long. This time by Avery Ball, and it just feels like
and they called a touch.
Looks like they called.
They called a touch for Manchester.
Yeah.
Or excuse me, on Transylvania.
So Transylvania, so go over to Manchester. So sometimes you take them how you can get them. And backpedaling is Transylvania. That one's going to fall. And a second straight point for Manchester.
And that's what you need. You just got to get some momentum going. Anywhere you can, you take it. They have got to continue to serve tough in this situation.
So can Manchester keep this going? It's going to go to the back line, controlled. Ball, puts it up, sends it over. Transylvania with the answer. Here's the setup, and that's going to go long.
Great talk by Manchester, too. You can see teammates telling number 17 back there, Elena Nadaf, that ball was going out.
Yeah, so it's 4 straight here for Manchester on the rally out of the timeout. They cut it to a 2-point deficit, but a nice little placement there by Shepard gives it right back to Transylvania. It is 15-12 Pioneers, 10 points away from the championship.
And that was her 10th kill. She does a great job of identifying the block up in front of her and knowing when to roll, when to tip, when to swing all out. She's a very well-rounded player.
Morrow with the serve. Manchester will have to get it over here. Ball gets swatted right back. Diff keeps it going. Ball swatted right back again. Set up for the Spartans. Long. 16-12 in favor of Transylvania here on HCAC.tv. And let's see. I think they're going to change the call. Was it touched?
Touch. The refs called a touch.
And not sure about that one. That was close. Although the last one about 3 points ago was pretty close in favor of Manchester. So
coach for Transylvania not happy about that one.
Amy Barmore said, what? We're not sure. And sometimes you just need that ball to fall your way sometimes and you get a little bit of momentum on your side. Manchester looking to stay in this one. Down 2 with serve. Great job in the back court there, but it just goes a little bit too hard for her, out of bounds. This broadcast is copyrighted by the HCAC and IndianaSRN for the use of our audience. Any reproduction without the consent of the HCAC and IndianaSRN is strictly prohibited.
Isabel Myers just ripping the ball. She has an arm to her.
Chuck, our producer, doing a great job. Eric bringing you the pictures up close and personal here on HCAC.TV. Hannah Corey, Tony Donahue with you. Back and forth, and this is kind of where we've been in all three sets. And Transylvania, around this point, the 16-17 point, has been able to pull away.
Manchester's got to stay defensively sound and just all around just play their game. They cannot let Transylvania dictate the match.
So Avery Ball sends it. Great block up front, but it's going to fall wide. And 17-14. We talk about that red zone being at the 20-point mark, but you got to think here if you're Manchester, you need to get this back immediately here on this serve.
You have to limit the runs that Transylvania goes on because they get dangerous when they get on those long runs. Eliminating that getting that first ball contact to eliminate the run is crucial.
Megan Sweeney sends it. And a great setup and throw down by Joy Mays to get it right back for Manchester, 17-15. Not out of this one. Will hand the ball over to Carly Camp with the serve, trailing by 2. Good serve. Sent back by Ward. Great defense here by Transylvania. Set it up. Nice throw down there by Mays, but it's handled by Transylvania, and that's going to go. It's going to be a tip. So Transylvania will take it right back. And, man, there's been a couple really close call here. Yeah, there's been a couple close calls here in set number 3. That one is huge because instead of it being 17-16 with Manchester with the serve,
not quite sure.
It was close. It was close. But sometimes you don't get the calls. Now we're going to have over the net here. So Manchester gets it right back, 18-16. But you talk about close calls. It could be 17 all. It's 18-16. But you talked about how good Manchester is of just responding and not getting down on themselves. Is something that Coach Matos talked about earlier.
Yeah, and they've done a great job just continuing with the play and being in the moment that they're in right now and not worrying too much about the score.
Maria Forbes sends it. Pioneers with a nice setup there. Shepard throws it down off the shoulder of Manchester and back over to Transylvania. It goes, leading 19-16. And here we go. We talk about this, Hannah. We're now into the red zone here with an opportunity to pull away for the Pioneers of Transylvania. And a great job here of an answer and a nice setup for Martinez. She's been strong here in this third set.
She came in late and she's made an impact very early. Great job by her getting her team involved coming off the bench.
So 19-17. Huge point coming up here. Joy May sends it. And a nice job there up front by Martinez once again. Throws down the hammer, and it's 19-18. Manchester not going away. Timeout. Transylvania will take it with them. 19-18 Transy on HCAC.TV.
Big play here for Mount Vernon. Hurdle looking right, now over the middle, fires, and it's in there for a touchdown. What a throw. Boy, what a stick, huh? Side out, back to the middle, and guess what? You want a point on the other side, you go to Taylor Lewis.
Here's Freeman. Has an opening shot. Score!
Stafford around a screen, skip pass. Mays with 3. Mays drive, floater up and in at the horn.
Hand off, and nice hole over the near side. 40, 35, 30. Block to the outside. 20, 15, 10, 5, and touchdown. And that's a big one right there. And finally, somebody gets on the board.
Set number 3 down to the wire here on HCAC.TV. The championship between Transylvania and Manchester. Manchester looking to rally here. They were just down 4. They have the serve, looking to tie this one up late in set number 3. Tony Donahue, Hannah Corey with you. And here we go. A nice answer by none other than Kate Shepard. And seems like when Transylvania has needed to get that serve back, they've gone to number 1.
They have, and she does a great job executing that weight they're giving her and that load. She's an exceptional player, knowing exactly where to go and when to go there. 53
digs here for Transylvania. That's really been, their calling card to the first 2 set wins, knowing that they've been able to control the serves that Manchester has thrown their way. But a great answer here. We're at 20-19 inside of that red zone right here. Great answer by Manchester, but they have to keep the momentum going here with their serve, with their captain and Tiffany Watterson. Watterson sends it deep into the zone. Transylvania handles, sends it right back. Nice setup. Ball puts it up, but a big-time block there by Kate Shepard.
Transylvania's block is so disciplined. They are over that net and pressed. Watch it here. They are so quick to explode and just absolutely roof the ball.
Yeah, they've had an answer here. Back and forth in this third set. This is the closest it's been late in the set. 21-19, 25-14, and 25-15 in favor of Transylvania in the first 2. There's a nice response defensive-wise, and that one a little bit short, but back to the Spartans. Manchester looking for a point to get served back and cut this to 1. They handle the putback. Ball puts one down. That's a second opportunity she had. She makes the most of that one and gives it right back to the Spartans, 21-20.
She's done a really nice job making sure she's getting good looks at the court. She's carried a huge load tonight in serve, receive, in defense, and offense. Transylvania has shut her down a lot, but she has come right back and scored.
It's a 29th kill here for Manchester. And they'll take over serve. Down 1, looking to square this one even. They handle the attack. Nice put up. That one handled nicely by the Spartans. That was Watterson. Great block there. They go back to ball, and she tried to finesse it in there and got stuffed by the net. So the last 2 opportunities she had, she swung. That one she tried to finesse it over and just left it short. And the serve goes back to Transylvania. Belstos with it. 22-20 advantage. Nice return from Manchester. Great block back, but it goes just over the line.
Whoa.
And now they're going to call a net. Is that net?
I believe so.
Yeah, so a couple calls back and forth here in this set, and Manchester can tie it with this serve. It's Avery Ball.
And Manchester has done a really nice job now getting touches on Transylvania's hitters, which is creating offensive opportunities for them.
Ball sends it. Set up and sent back. Return to sender. Caden Holcomb.
She's got an arm to her, man.
23-21. So Manchester's had opportunities to tie this thing up here late in set number 3. Haven't been able to take advantage. This one's going to go right back over to Manchester.
And Manchester has some life in them. You can just tell by how they're playing that they're not going away, and they want this match. And they have the ability to do that, and you can see them starting to believe that.
Coach Matos and his Spartan squad showing resiliency for the second straight day. Great opportunity here and a great save by Morgan Howard to keep it alive. And the Spartans getting some momentum, and they tie it up at 23 apiece.
Number 11, Carly Camp in the back row. Normally a middle hitter. Back there makes a huge dig in the middle of the play. Watch her here. She just sprawls out, laying her body out, trying to get the ball up, and she does just that, and Manchester comes away with the point.
So Manchester with the serve. We are tied up at 23. They've been able to handle what Transylvania has thrown at them here in the third set. What's changed in your mind, Hannah, for the Spartans?
First and foremost, their block touch has improved tremendously. They have been able to get touches on that Transylvania offense, which is then creating offensive opportunities for them. Yes, they might not be getting stuff blocks, but what it's doing, it's slowing that ball down enough for the defense of Manchester to read the ball. And then they're able to set up that offense and run it at their pace versus the fast pace that Transylvania wants to run.
How aggressive are you on this return if you're Transylvania, knowing you do have a 2-0 set lead?
I fully expect them to come out absolutely swinging lights out and not even taking a hint of power away. I wouldn't also not be surprised if Grace Ward got involved here in the offense early on. However, it's got to start with the serve, and Carly Camp, she's got to put over an aggressive serve.
So Carly Camp, who kept it going for Manchester on the last point, takes the serve. We're squared at 23 apiece. Set up here, returned. Big spike and throw down for number 22, Jessica Tarr. And 1 point away is Manchester from taking set 3.
Jessica Tarr there had some authority on that swing. Watch her here, just get up, and she puts her body into it, knowing with full confidence she's going to get that point.
Camp sends it. Transylvania blocked up front, keeps it alive. Nice block, out of bounds. And Manchester stays alive in set number 3 with a 25-23 come from behind victory. We will play set number 4 coming up. You're watching the HCAC Volleyball Championship on HCAC.tv.
You're good at keeping the car clean. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
Are you an active athlete looking for enhanced performance, comfort, and recovery? Then Skins is the perfect choice for you. Our revolutionary sports compression product provides better oxygen flow in your muscles, helps reduce fatigue and pain from intense physical activity, allowing athletes to push their boundaries and perform better.
Skins helps keep everything, including you, on track.
So don't wait any longer. Get your Skins now and experience unbeatable performance.
Take your game to the next level with Skins.
Keith Myers, Vice President of IndianaSRN. Thanks for joining us. Do you know IndianaSRN broadcasts 350 games a year? All sorts of sports? Yeah, we do. Hard to believe, isn't it? IndianaSRN loves to put student athletes first on our website. If you're a business out there, we probably could help you too. Contact us at coach@indianasrn.org. Grandma from out of state thanks you. Mom and Dad who can't get to the game thanks you as well. In fact, our athletes watch the games over and over again. Our military has enjoyed the games as well. So sit back and enjoy the game. It's IndianaSRN.
So after 3 sets here on HCAC.tv, Manchester with the huge answer. It's 2-1 in favor of Transylvania. Tony Donahue alongside Hannah Corey. 25-23 Manchester in that third set. What were your thoughts on the answer that the Spartans scored?
I was very impressed with them and their fight. They stayed in that match, and even though they were down a few points the majority of that set, they found ways to chip away at it and didn't get too focused on that bigger picture of, hey, if we lose this set, we're done. They focused in the moment, which is why you saw them gain that hope and gain that, hey, we can fight with this team mentality, and would love to see them continue to do that. A big factor is they got good touches on the block, which is so huge, especially against a team like Transylvania who can absolutely thump a ball in anywhere on the court. Manchester did a really nice job slowing that down and making sure that they were then playing at their pace.
Manchester was down 2-0 yesterday, came back, won 3 straight. They were down 2-0 here. They'll switch sides. for this set number 4. Manchester 25-23 winners. Comeback fashion, they trailed by as many as 5 in that third set, but the resiliency that we've seen really hand over the last 24 hours of Manchester kind of just shows what Coach Matos' team is made of in a lot of different areas. They made some adjustments there as well, some substitutions that obviously played well for the Spartans. So here we go in set number 4. Momentum seems to have shifted to Manchester, and Transylvania gets on the board first here, 1-0.
Kate Stripper, again, just knowing exactly what to do with that ball, tipping it right through the block.
So Manchester, again, found themselves down 2-0, made some adjustments. We saw some subs that we hadn't seen. And they'll look to even this one up here in set number 4 on HCAC.tv. And a big left-hand swing there by Martinez goes long. But Martinez was key. She subbed in for the first time in set number 3. She came in with some big blocks and some big scores there in set number 3.
She did. Part of that 6-2 offense that Manchester switched to is involving Martinez in the offense.
And they switched to the 5-1 yesterday. They switched back to the 6-2 today. That's just adjusting to your opponent.
Absolutely. And when you have a team like Transylvania who can score from every aspect of the court, you want blockers up in front of them. Typically, a setter stereotypically doesn't have the best block. So when you put in a right side hitter who's used to that, it gives you more dynamics on your block.
So Transylvania sends it back. Ball throws one down. Controlled by the Pioneers. Good setup here. Ball throws it down, comes right back to her, keeps it alive. Martinez with the left-hand swing. And it's going to be touched by Transylvania and back over to Manchester. 2-2 here early in set number 4.
I love a lefty right side. It gives you such an ability. You saw that ball a little bit inside of the court. But what a lefty right side hitter does is it allows you to get to those inside sets very easily.
Serve sent controlled. And a nice put over. And Transylvania will take it back. It was close. Ball doesn't like the call.
Manchester's wanting an overcall on that one.
Yeah, it was close. It certainly was close.
Let's look at it again.
But our official was right on top of it. Yeah, it was very close.
Either way, great put down.
Point to Transylvania, back on top by 1. And a nice send back. Ball says, look, I'll take a little anger out on it.
Yeah, she is a player that plays with emotions, and I love it. She goes up there with authority and absolutely says, no way, I'm getting this next point.
Transylvania with 49 kills to Manchester's 33 here in set number 4. 60 digs for Transylvania, 46 for Manchester. Manchester leading in total attacks, 122, 114. And that one is close. I believe it was just out. Yeah. Looked like we might have. I think Transylvania wanted the tip here nonetheless.
Isabel Myers going up again. They've got to identify that she's going to come in on that 2 ball.
This one nicely placed on the serve. Down for the dig goes the server, Morgan Howard, to keep it alive. Howard sets it up. Ball. Played by Belstos. She sends it back. Controls it once again. Ward sets up Roberts, and it's going to go long. Oh, we're going to call it.
Wow.
Is that one tipped again?
Yeah, they called a touch on Manchester.
So it's been very close here. The end of this third set, and now the start of this fourth set. Well, Manchester was looking to go up by 4. That would have been their biggest lead all afternoon. But back over to Transylvania on the tip. They have the serve trailing 4-3, up 2-1. Nice job. Nice job in the back here by Native to control it. Watterson keeps it alive. And the hammer down by Jessica Tarr gives it right back to Manchester.
Credit Tiffany Watterson, though, hanging in that seam of the ball. You can see Transylvania just get up and rip the ball. Watterson reads it so well, going right into that seam, creating that perfect offensive opportunity for Tarr to score.
Yeah, and I think we've seen this And I obviously love your opinion on it, but more aggressive, more powerful swings coming here from Manchester.
Agree with you completely. And I think part of that is they're getting confidence in themselves. You kind of saw them worried about that block that Transylvania had, which was causing them to be timid in their swings. Versus now, we're seeing them just go lights out, swinging at everything. And if they get blocked, they reset the ball and respond very well.
So Mays went up for it, a little bit mistimed it, and it hits off the net, giving it back to Transylvania. Knotted at 5, but coming right back with the answer is Carly Camp, and she's been here in a big spot and a big role for the Spartans here in this turnaround.
She has, and she plays with so much emotion. You can see her after she gets this kill here, turn around and just kind of like shake it off and just get her team all riled up.
So Camp sends the serve, and it's going to go right back to Transylvania. Let's see if it was tipped. It was not.
And another thing that Manchester is doing really well is when Transylvania is getting a kill, they are going good kill and resetting the point. They're not manifesting on it, and they're not letting it stay with them versus they're just playing the next point.
6-6, you made a good point in set number 2. It seemed like Manchester was kind of just playing to stay in this one, and they weren't kind of playing their level of volleyball. Here, much more aggressive, and we've seen that as they take a 7-6 lead in set number 4.
Yeah, Lily Lickenbarger, again, getting involved there. She's a great offensive player as well as a defensive player. But back to your point you just made, you see these players for Manchester now swinging at the ball, and they're not timid, and they're playing to win the match versus where we were kind of seeing them playing to not lose.
Seems like they're trusting their instincts, as you mentioned, a little bit more here instead of taking what Transylvania has given them. And here with a big-time throwdown is Transylvania. They'll get it right back.
Yes, and back to that point, when you have a team that is athletic and as diverse as Transylvania, you have to slow it down and play your pace of ball. Just because maybe you can't play at the same pace doesn't mean you can't win.
Holcomb with the kill there. We've seen that multiple times here this afternoon. And that's going to be close, right on the line, and it's going to go just deep. And Manchester will take back over 8-7 here, set number 4. And we've really gone back and forth since that 17-15 mark of set number 3.
We really have, and the script has flipped versus where we see Transylvania kind of take off and step on the gas. We've seen Manchester also do the same thing.
And what have we said all afternoon? It's a Grace Ward setup and a Kate Shepard kill. She lays the hammer down, point back to Transylvania, and we are all squared at 8.
Here it is again, just thumps the ball. She can get up and absolutely rip a ball. Very elite player.
So big spike there to hand the point and the serve back over to Transylvania. And Manchester
Avery
with
Ball.
the response. Avery Ball. She's starting to get that confidence as she gets up to the net.
And she said, hey, what you can do, I can also do. I'm also curious to see how Transylvania will respond here, being that they're getting some more aggressive looks from Manchester.
Ooh, and that one was thrown down majorly. And a big-time hammer by Megan Sweeney.
Wow.
And we're squared at 9, so back and forth answer here.
And Grace Ward has just gone to the back row, meaning that Isabel Myers has just tucked into the front row. Manchester's got to be aware that there's now 3 hitting options for Transylvania.
So that was set up, and Shepard put it down. Battle at the net here, back and forth. Ball answers, but a big-time block there, and it's been all Kate Shepard here. She's been a catalyst here for the Transylvania Pioneers.
She has, and in the heat of the moment, they're going to go to her because she is their go-to. She is the one who's been here in those situations and knows what to do and knows how to keep her composure.
Back and forth we go. Transy back on top, 10-9. No team is led by more than 2 here in set number 4. And that one's going to be close, and they're going to call it in.
Down ref also called a touch.
So Manchester takes it right back, and both teams answering 10-10.
I've been very impressed with number 12, Kayana Martinez. She has done a great job coming in late in the sets and creating offense for her teams. It's very hard to come off the bench cold and be expected to make an impact, and she's done a phenomenal job of that.
So back and forth, 10-10, set 4. Shepard sends it over. Manchester handles it. Ball, a little finesse touch there. Handled by the Pioneers of Transylvania. Back over. Block up front. But it's all Jessica Tarr there to get the point back. 11-10 Manchester.
And Manchester, again, just doing a nice job mixing up their offense now. They've done outside a couple of times to Avery Ball, but there you see them go back set to Jessica Tarr.
So here's the serve by Manchester and Morgan Howard. Handled in the backcourt, but a little bit too deep there. And back and forth we go. I keep saying it, but answer after answer on both squads, and you can tell the intensity is really starting to ramp up here
at
Transylvania University.
In Transylvania, I'm very curious to see how they do in the heat of the moment like this, where it is back and forth, and they're getting a lot of competitiveness from Manchester. They've probably not been in a situation like this a lot this season, so I'm curious to see how they respond. Great swing there again by Jessica Tarr.
Jessica Tarr back to back. She puts it down. It's not handled. So each team's exchanging points since this thing was knotted up at 7 points apiece.
Here's Jessica Tarr's kill again right through the seam of the block, and she's just getting up and she's putting a little something extra on her swings now.
Here's the serve, and it's kind of fisted to the ground there. And that's 2 straight for Manchester. They take a 13-11 lead. Got to win this one to force a best of 15 in set number 5. So Ball, she scored 2 in a row, sends one deep. Set up, blocked right back, but it's going to be out of bounds. So back over to Transylvania, trailing by 1.
Addie Atcher there on that swing.
Seems like everything's kind of even right now. It's 2-1.
Would agree
Transylvania in
with
the set list, but it feels like everything is even.
Agree.
In this big time set number 4 for the HCAC championship. I want to thank everybody at the HCAC for having us. The commish, Jay Jones, back-to-back weeks I got to talk with him. And this one down to the wire and a little tip over.
And those are the plays that will kill momentum. Manchester has got to respond from that as if it didn't happen. It's really tough when a ball is coming over and you're trying to just get a touch up on it and you have a defender right there to play it. Watch it right here. You can see the setter trying to reach behind her versus letting the defender behind her take it.
So the serve sent over by Roberts. Blocked back. Set up. Little finesse there. And they can't quite get it.
That is a high-level kill there by number 8, Isabel Myers. We've been calling her name all night long, or all afternoon. She goes up here, watch it again. She's late to the ball, and she identifies it and just pushes it right into the block of Manchester and then swipes it to her right, creating that tool.
This is going to be stating the obvious, so I realize that, but this has been a total team effort for Transylvania. Everybody's getting involved.
They have been, and that is what makes Transylvania such a good team and such a hard team to compete with, because they are so diverse in what they do, and every player can score at any given moment.
Roberts has scored 2 in a row on the serve, but this one killed away by Manchester.
Jessica Tarr again, now up to her 10th kill, hitting 208. She has absolutely come alive.
Yeah, 14-14. The race to 25 by 2. And back and forth in this 4th set. Nice throw down there by number 8. That's Isabella Myers. We've been talking about it, and she was set up by none other than Grace Ward.
Yeah, again, Grace Ward just doing a great job. She is so deceptive when she sets and very, very neutral, which is a very difficult for setters to do, but when it happens, it allows players like Isabel Myers to just rip the ball.
So Manchester looking for an answer. They'll get it over. Controlled. Little put back, and they're going to call it. They're going to call a little net. Great job here called in the back. And Transylvania 16-14. This is where in the first 2 sets they were able to get some distance and pull away. But in the 3rd set, this is where Manchester had an answer for them every time and ended up pulling away to win the set by 2.
It'll be interesting to see exactly how that plays out here.
Sent over. Controlled by Manchester. And a nice block. Getting up big time there. That was Addie Atcher. She came alive in that first set. She's coming alive here, 17-14. Transylvania will be back with the exciting finish on on HCAC.tv.
Every person has a story waiting to be told. Mr. Jack comes in every Monday.
Yeah, that's right.
One day I noticed his hat said he was a Korean War veteran. I asked him if he'd ever been to the Korean War Memorial.
No, I never had a chance to go.
That was the day I knew we had to do whatever it took to get him there.
Manny made it happen. I got to go to Washington, D.C. to all the memorials. The World War II Memorial, Naval Memorial, Korean War Memorial. Took all kind of pictures and everything, and it was a good trip, too.
I'm glad that I could be a part of Mr. Jack's story.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN. We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Crowd coming alive here from Transylvania University as the home Pioneers can sense their second straight HCAC Conference Championship. They lead 17-14 here on HCAC.TV. But an error gives it right back over to Manchester. Tony Donahue, Hannah Corey with you. 17-15 Transylvania. The Pioneers with a 2-1 set advantage. Crucial serves coming up here for Manchester.
Absolutely, and coach's point there on that service error. But back to your point, service pressure is huge at this point.
So Forbes sends it over. And a nice control there by Forbes. Sets it up. And Forbes all over the place here. She's really kept it alive here. Spike throw down left-handed, left short. But what a great job there by Forbes to really keep them in that rally.
Agree.
And Martinez, who has been huge in the second half of this contest, starting in set number 3, couldn't quite get it over the net.
She is a freshman.
So the freshman getting valuable time here in the HCAC Conference Championship game. And that one goes wide and deep. And it's 19-15. So the crowd here at Transylvania getting into it. We'll have the post-game ceremonies with the trophy presentation. All-conference team with the HCAC commiss, Jay Jones. I'll have an interview with the winning head coach. Set number 4, 2-1 set advantage for Transylvania. Manchester trying to stay alive in set 4, down 19-15. On the ground, all over the ball is Joy Mays. But a big-time throwdown by Shepard there. And you're into the red zone here, 20-15. And Shepard's been huge here this afternoon.
She has, and you can see her come off of that block and give like a little shoulder shrug, like, yep, I just did that. Watch her here. After she gets that block, she just shrugs her shoulders like, hey, no big deal.
Yeah, the big-time senior leadership on display here for Transylvania, but a big-time putback by Joy Mays. And he gives it right back to Manchester.
And that's a great response by Joy Mays. After that huge block, it's hard to get that momentum back on your side, but Joy Mays just does just that.
And she can keep that momentum in her hands. She has the serve, 20-16. Set number 4. Sends it over, controlled, batted by Ward. And up for it, over the top, is Avery Ball, one of the best hitters for this Manchester squad. And she keeps the rally going. 2 straight for Manchester. Backs against the wall. 20-17. Transy with the advantage. Manchester has the serve. Mays puts it up. Ward. Shepard. Handled. Ball. Handled right back. Back and forth at the net. Little finesse. Great job getting up by Manchester. Tipped up again. Somebody's got to get to it. They'll have to get this one over. And Lickenbarger kept it going there, but the hit goes deep, and it's 21-17 Transylvania.
Good awareness for Transylvania to let that ball go. A lot of times when you're in a heat of a game like this, you can get very antsy and just want to go for everything. They did a great job staying disciplined and letting that ball go.
59-44, the kill advantage here for Transylvania. Ball lays the hammer down and gets it right back for Manchester, 21-18, and we know the Spartans are not going to go down without a fight.
Absolutely not, and expect them to continue to go to Avery Ball. She is their go-to hitter, and they will always find her in tough situations.
Good serve comes in here. And Ward, my goodness, Grace Ward with the sense. They thought she was going to set it up. Instead, she sends it over, finds Hardwood, and the senior.
She is phenomenal. I can't speak highly about her. I mean, her ability to know exactly when and where to do that is insane.
The Conference Player of the Year has an opportunity to serve this one out for the Conference Championship. Ball puts one down. It's reversed back to her. Crucial points here upcoming, and Shepard with the setup once again throws it down, and Ward and Shepard have gone back and forth, have been huge for Transylvania, and the Pioneers 2 points away from a 3-1 conference championship win, and you wouldn't want to do it with anybody else with the serve than the Player of the Year in Grace Ward.
Yes, she has been phenomenal here, getting her offense going in every way, shape, and form. Her ability to dish out a ball is incredible, but then not only to do that, but have the IQ and the ability to dump the ball exactly at the perfect moment when nobody is expecting it is very rare. And she is a all-around great player who gets every piece of her offense involved, which is what makes teams so successful.
Yeah, and it's been great chemistry. We've seen this all year, certainly on display here today by Grace Ward, Kate Shepard, really stepping up. We've called everybody's name, from Holcomb to Roberts to Harrison to Morrow to Sweeney. I mean, this really is a team effort, and a lot of these ladies doing it on their home floor for the final time, trying to punch their ticket back to the tournament, where they went to the Sweet 16 last year with a 27-7 record. And here we go, Grace Ward, the HCAC Player of the Year, 2 points away from capping off the home portion of her career with a victory. We'll see how the draw comes in a week's time for the tournament. Nice block. Manchester with an opportunity here. Ball puts it down. Ward keeps it alive. Shepard over. And a big-time response and answer from Carly Kemp. Number 11's been there when the Spartans have needed her.
She has, and she wears her emotions on her sleeve. I love it. You can just see her get up there and shake her arms and shake her body after that point, just hyping herself and her team up. Watch this. She comes down and she just shakes her head, getting herself involved. I love it.
Big-time emotions here, 23-19. Back over to Manchester goes the serve. They get it over. Ward, Shepard, rinse, wash, and repeat. For the senior leaders of this squad, and 1 point away is Transylvania from the HCAC 2024 championship and into the hands of Mason Morrow. She's been great serving-wise here for Transylvania. Can Manchester dig deep? One last chance, one last opportunity. Here's the setup. Back over. And up in the air, Ward sets up Myers, and Myers hammers it home, and the championship 2024 to the home Transylvania Pioneers.
They are an exceptional team. They can get it done from every single aspect. Who else but Isabel Myers to finish it? She's had a huge night just in terms of kills, in terms of blocks. This is a great Transylvania team that very well could go very deep in the Division III tournament.
So Amy Barmore and the squad for Transylvania finishes out a perfect, undefeated conference season. They win the championship here on a Sunday afternoon, 3-1, 25-19 to finish it out. It was 25-14 to start, 25-15 to go up 2-0. Manchester, a great season for Coach Matos' squad. They answered back in set number 3 with a 25-23 win, but in crunch time, it was Kate Shepard, Grace Ward stepping up the senior leadership for a 25-19 response in set 4 to win the championship for the Transylvania volleyball squad. What impressed you the most about this championship run that we saw for Transylvania?
They have dominated all throughout the championship and throughout regular season play. They've done an exceptional job just getting the job done when they needed to and staying composed.
When we come back, we'll throw it down to the PA for the awards for this tournament, the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference Championship going to Transylvania. We'll be back right after this on HCAC.TV.
At first, me and my mom were struggling. I was trying to pay the bills and trying to take care of my mom at the same time. When I first heard that I can get paid for taking care of my mom, I was kind of skeptical because I had been doing it for so many years without pay. That's when I reached out to Passion to Care. I read all the reviews and I saw that they were #1 in the field. Passion to Care has really, really changed my life. Right now, I take care of my mom 24/7 thanks to Passion to Care.
Hannah Corey alongside Tony Donahue. A big afternoon here from Transylvania as the home Pioneers with a 3-1 win this afternoon, 25-19 in the final set. We will get the award ceremony coming up. I'll interview head coach Amy Barmore after her Transylvania Pioneers on their home floor, the #1 seed, finish out a perfect record in HCAC play with the victory this afternoon. They scored 98 points to Manchester's 73. They were up. 63-46 was the advantage on the kills. And let's go down to meet the champions, the runners-up, and the all-conference team here in the HCAC Championship Tournament.
difficulties there. Thank you for joining us on the HCAC Network.